Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're talking all about summer shapewear. All right, I know, before I get into it, summer shapewear, yuck. It probably just sounds cringe. You don't want to wear it. It's not something you want to be wearing during the hot summer days, but it actually can help you. It can make you feel a little bit cooler, make things more comfortable, and give you a better look in your summer clothes. So we're going to talk all about it in this video. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. My name is Ashley Parke. This is Parke Avenue and I have tons of fashion content. I have beauty and hair content. Check out my videos. When you find something you love, be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit those notification bells so you don't miss any of my uploads. So let's talk about the shapewear you need for the summer. This video is not sponsored. I just get asked a lot of questions about shapewear and the bras that I wear with the outfits that I wear because I like to get the smoothest look possible and I really like to be supported under my clothes. It's just something about when I'm wearing a really loose fitting dress and having on shapewear that just feels good. Okay, so how can shapewear actually help in the summer months? How can it make you feel more comfortable? I know that's probably what you're thinking. So in the summertime, it is super hot. You don't want one more layer. You don't want anything restrictive. And that's exactly what I mean. We're not going for 2-3 sizes smaller in our shapewear. I like to call them smoothers, first of all, because I like to just smooth things out. So with a smoother, I just want a thin layer of fabric to give me a little more modesty if I'm wearing a lightweight sheer fabric during the summertime, especially like white linen, for example. It can be very sheer and extremely see-through. So just having a thin piece of shapewear on that gives me just enough coverage so that the garment is not see-through, but also just smooths me out enough where you're not seeing maybe any cellulite or just seeing straight through the garment. It's perfect. And also, if you wear dresses during the summertime, a pair of smoothing shorts are super helpful because if your thighs rub together, it just gives you a little more coverage and it makes things a lot more comfortable. And sometimes you just need a little extra fabric just in case you sweat. It makes things a little bit more comfortable. It feels almost like it's moisture wicking, and that could be very helpful as well. And I'm also going to mention a few bras that I get a lot of questions about, so I'm going to talk about that later in the video. But having the right bra can absolutely make you appear smaller and help your posture. It just makes you feel more comfortable and your clothes absolutely fit better. Now, because there are so many options when it comes to shapewear, I tend to prefer to look online because then I have everything just laid out nicely for me. I can easily search through the pages and I can see how things fit if they have different size models modeling the same garment, and I like that. So let's talk about this first pair from Spanx. This, in theory, was a great idea. I thought it would be comfortable and it would give me more coverage, but also kind of like melt away because the lace was very thin and I felt like I could get a full coverage pair of panties, but it would kind of like melt away and it would give me the tummy coverage. Only thing is, for me, the lace was more restrictive. It wasn't comfortable and it created kind of like an upper thigh bulge. It just wasn't a great idea for me. So for that reason, I usually steer clear of smoothers and shapers that have like lace edges because a lot of times they will not be comfortable. Next up, any thong style shaping panty for me does not work. And even on the model, I feel like you can get an idea of why it wouldn't work because it creates kind of like a shelf on top of like on your butt, on the top of your butt. It creates like this weird shelf. It's very odd and it just doesn't look natural at all. And I feel like it defeats the purpose of the smoothing effect that you would get from a full coverage garment, maybe something that's like a pair of shorts or even a pair of like a full panty. This doesn't work. It's always uncomfortable. It rides up because the waist part is very snug, and it might just be because I have a short torso. It feels like the garment kind of like slides up, it moves around and wiggles its way up, and it's just really, really uncomfortable. And one of the last things I look out for is any kind of seam on a garment that seems like it will be too thick or create an issue when I wear it. Like this particular pair from Spanx, overall it looks like a great pair of shorts, and I would still try them out just to see, because when it comes to shapewear and undergarments, you have to try them on. You don't know if they're gonna work for you. And this pair looks like the seam around the thigh, it is a little thick. Now might be a chance that it isn't, so that's why I still suggest trying them on, because it has the length that I think is great. The material looks like it's thin enough, but thick enough to actually smooth everything out, but thin enough to be comfortable in the summertime. I like the rise on the short and I like the overall smoothing effect it looks like it gives. So the seam might not be an issue. It just depends. You have to try it on, but I do pay attention to any seams, especially in the thigh area, because again, if your thighs do rub together, you're going to get like either a noise or it's going to be uncomfortable and you're going to feel the seam on the short, and I don't like that. But one green flag about these shorts is that it looks like it has a little boning on the sides, which would only help keeping the short up. So it looks like a good pair to try out just to see if it would work for you. Now let's talk about some of my recommendations and the pieces that I actually really love and why. This first pair by TC Fine, absolute all-time favorite pair because they're really comfortable. The fabric is the perfect thickness, thinness. It's comfortable to wear during the summer months. They're long enough that they don't roll up, but they are short enough that they're not seen under my mini dresses. I have a short torso. It hits me perfectly around my midsection. It's not too high. It's not too low. It stays in place. And it has this little bit of silicone, like a few silicone strips on the inner thigh that keeps it in place from rolling up. So these for me are just a well-rounded pair of shorts. This next pair of shorts is really great because they're from the same brand that I like, but they have a low back, which comes in handy if you're wearing any low back styles, or if your skirt or pants or whatever you're wearing on top of the shorts tends to dip down in the back, you won't see your smoothing garment underneath. This next pair is from a brand called Siella, and I haven't tried anything from this brand, but I like the way these shorts look. I like the way they look on the model. I like the color range that they have, but I also love that they have the nice wide waistband. If you look really close, you can kind of see where the waistband is compared to the rest of the short. And I like when shapewear or smoothers have zones, and in the zones that they create, when you look at the garment, you can see in some areas it might be a little bit, the fabric might be weaved a little bit tighter for a more compression area in the garment, and then some parts maybe it's weaved a little bit looser so it's not compressing anything in another area. You'll notice that a lot of times with tummy control versus thigh control if you're not looking for that. If it's a light compression garment versus stronger compression garments, you might notice more of the zoning, and I really like that because it helps you understand if this is going to work for you or not. And also when you're wearing it with certain outfits, you know that, okay, I don't like the way this garment maybe highlights my my hips. This garment is going to definitely do a good job with smoothing it out if it has that zoning. You know what I mean? I like to look out for those kinds of things when I'm shopping for my shapewear as well. I have more options for smoothing shorts listed in the description box so you guys can check those out because there are so many options. I could really talk about them for days, but you really have to see what really works for you and what speaks to you. Just keep what I'm saying in the back of your mind. If you didn't think about these things before, it can really help a lot when you're making your decisions. I also want to point out this half slip from the brand Commando. I really like half slips for bodycon style dresses, just something really form-fitting to the body. A half slip can help because it'll just blend right into the dress. You don't have to worry about it peeking through, or when you sit down, if your skirt rise up a little bit, the slip tends to really fall in line with wherever the skirt goes or the dress goes. And I feel like this might be a better option just depending on what you're looking for. Now let's get into the strapless bras because that's a category I also get asked a ton about, just undergarments in general. But 9 times out of 10, if you see me in a strapless bra, someone's asking me about it. But also 9 times out of 10, if you see me in a strapless bra, it's my red carpet strapless from Wacoal. It's my favorite because it gives me the coverage that I like. I feel like I'm being held in and it doesn't slip down. That's really the most important part because I've had strapless bras in the past that I'm constantly pulling up and messing with, and the red carpet strapless from Wacoal stays put. They have a great size range and I like the colors that they have to offer, and particularly this Roebuck color. That's my favorite flesh tone color. I think it looks great on deeper skin tones. It also looks great on medium skin tones. They have other colors as well, and I keep a few of the colors. I have actually every color, but Roebuck is my favorite, and of course you have to have a black. Next up, the minimizing strapless bra from Wacoal as well. I like this option because I like minimizer bras in general. If you're wearing something that gaps or gapes like a button-up shirt, if you wear a minimizer bra, it'll alleviate some of that. If you have a larger chest and maybe you want to wear a boxy, oversized kind of a t-shirt, but it can look a little tent-like because if you're larger in the bust, it can create that kind of a shape. Throw on a minimizer bra, it'll make it better. And I like the option of a strapless minimizer bra for those same reasons. What I will say about this one, the cups are softer. They're not very structured like the red carpet strapless. So sometimes I feel like it doesn't completely like stay put. The cups, the wire, the band, that stays put, but I feel like the cups sometimes they like slide down a little bit. So I prefer to wear this bra with a fitted strapless top. I think I get a better look. I feel more comfortable and it's great because sometimes a traditional strapless bra, it can emphasize a little bit. It does lift everything up and keep it in place, but it also really pushes everything up. With a minimizing strapless bra, it de-emphasizes the chest, but it gives you that strapless look that sometimes you want to have in the summer months. And here is another option for a strapless bra. If you feel like you need even more support, if you need even more lift, most of the support we get from our bras is really from the band around our ribcage. So having a wider bustier style band or bra can give you even more of that support. It's a great option, and it also gives you a little bit more smoothing on the back if you want that as well. And I have to mention lace bras because they are some of my favorites to wear under button-up shirts if I want to just unbutton it a couple buttons, but I want to take up some of the space. I don't want to show as much cleavage. I'll throw on a lace bra because it'll just peek through, take up a little bit of that space, and give the outfit even more visual interest. I'll throw on a lace bra under cardigans and undo the top button so that way you see a little bit of the lace bra. Sometimes I'll throw on a lace bra with anything low cut, but I want to offer a contrast. There are a lot of options where it can come into play, and I like to have those options. One of my lace bras that I get asked about a lot is a white one that I have, but this brand Panache has a lace bra that looks very, very similar, and I like the colors that it comes in. When it comes to lace bras, they don't always have a lining, and they tend to have seams. So whenever I do wear them, I'm wearing them with something that is a little bit more open and not super fitted across my chest. Maybe not a fabric that is extremely thin and fitted, because you're definitely gonna see all the lace and the seams, and it is kind of productive for what you wanted the bra to do in the first place. So just keep that in mind. But I love just a little bit of lace peeking through. It really adds something to the look. It takes up that space, like I said, and it makes you feel good. It's just pretty, it looks great, and it's nice to have. One of the last bras I would recommend, you absolutely need to find one that works for you, is a really good t-shirt bra. The one that I have been loving and wearing a lot is this t-shirt bra from Victoria's Secret. I'm actually wearing it right now. It is very smooth. It's lightly lined. The cups are not too thick. I don't like padding. I don't like push-up. And I don't like any extra added on to my bra because I'm larger in my bust and I don't want to add. I only ever like to de-emphasize my chest when I wear a minimizer bra. Other than that, I like a full coverage cup. I don't want any additions. And this bra has the perfect amount of lining, and it's very, very comfortable. The fabric is great, and I like the options as far as the colors that it comes in. And that's it. Those are my recommendations, and those are some of the ways I shop for my undergarments. I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments. Let me know if you have any recommendations for your shapewear, your bras, any undergarments in general, because this is something I'm asked a lot about. So I'm always looking to see the other options. But when something works for me, it works for me, and I continue to wear what works for me. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? I would love to have you. Make sure you turn on your notification bells, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.